Happy 2023!
There's always so much pressure to have the best year ever. I put that pressure on myself for 2023. And don't get me wrong, it was amazing in many ways, but it definitely didn't go as I had planned. The other day I went back to some of my journal entries from January, and I had written pages and pages of all the things that I wanted to do for this year. One of my goals was to buy a house in Portugal and start traveling all around Europe, but obviously I'm not there right now. I am in Hawaii, and my life is so completely different than the one that I had planned that it was really comical to kind of read it back. I also had other expectations for myself in 2023. You guys know that I try to keep my living expenses pretty minimal. I was trying to save up for that house and save up for all the travels. But because of all the moving around and moving back and forth, there were a lot of unforeseen expenses that came up. For example, my husband and I completely underestimated the winter in Portugal, and we ended up buying a whole winter wardrobe because we didn't have any. And then we also had to buy a lot of house-related stuff, furniture, cookware, bedding, pretty much everything, because we came back to Hawaii with nothing. None of this was planned. And instead of moving forward, I really felt like we were taking steps backwards, even further back from where we had started at the beginning of the year. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts the other day, The Diary of a CEO, and the guest speaker, he was talking about happiness. Specifically, he said that we're always happy in nature because we expect nature to be unpredictable. There are insects, crooked trees, shrubs, offbeat sound of the waves. But we already know that there's chaos in nature, so we just learn to take it all in. And somehow we accept and adapt to that unpredictability. He put it way more elegantly than that, of course, but it just made me think a lot and how true that was, and try to reflect that to my own life. I know that if I play the cards right, I can always go back to Portugal. And I know that money will always come and go. So that's really not the issue. But I think I was really just disappointed. The fact that things didn't work out the way that I had wanted. I do think it's good to set intentions and expectations because it can guide our choices, it can be our North Star, but I think holding on to them too tightly, it can actually get in the way of us experiencing life as it's really happening. When reality doesn't meet our expectations, which is most of the time, I think that's when we become unhappy and dissatisfied. How uninteresting would life be if everything went according to our plans? At that point, we would just be playing a part in our own lives following a script. There wouldn't be real challenges to overcome, no rising up to the occasion, no character development. In a way, it's the unpredictability that keeps us going. And I learned that when we embrace the unexpected wholeheartedly, that can lead to the most memorable moments and valuable lessons. So I didn't get to live out my plans and goals this year, but I think I gained something so much bigger. I learned so much about myself, how I handle myself in specific situations. I learned what I want, what I don't want, and how to communicate that better. The little house in Portugal, the European travels, it can all wait, but I choose to believe that this is the course that I needed to take to get there. Then I continued to flip through the pages and read the rest of my journal entries from this year. Since the beginning, I've been consistently writing 3 things that I'm grateful for every day, and there it was. Pages and pages of all the blessings in my life. All the fun times, the new friends I've made, the old ones I connected with, San Diego, saying goodbye to my grandma, time with family, the simple joys, and everything in between. It turns out I had an amazing year, and I just needed a little bit of a reminder. We are reversing. We came down the wrong way, and there's no path. Oh, the adventures. But I see the hike, and it's really beautiful. John Lennon once said that life is what happens when you're busy making plans. I think it's time for me to pay attention to my life instead of the plan for my life. Now, does that mean I'm going into 2024 without any expectations? Absolutely not, because I'm such a dreamer and I need something to look forward to. I already have my personal goals, financial goals, relationship goals, but I think I'm keeping in mind that if and when life throws another curveball, I'm going to embrace it wholeheartedly and just enjoy the ride. It's very cold and rainy in Lisboa. It's nice to be inside the car. If your year didn't turn out the way that you had expected, if nothing really happened for you, maybe you didn't reach your goals, or maybe this was a challenging year. Whatever happened or didn't happen, it's already past you. But you have the power to define what this year really meant for you. And for 2024, I hope that you don't just have a happy new year, but I hope that you have an abundant one. I hope that you embrace the twists and turns and the unexpected curveballs. I hope that you don't gloss over the disappointments, the heartaches, and failures. I hope that you don't forget the simple joys in between, because that is what adds color to our lives and resemble the true beauty of life. Today is the last day of 2023, and I just want to say thank you guys for all the love and support for this year. I am just so grateful for every single one of you for being on this journey with me. I have so much lined up for 2024. I'm so excited to share it with you. I hope that you guys are enjoying this holiday season with your loved ones, and I will talk to you next year.